Tyler Ty Cobb was born on December 18, 1886, in Narrows, Georgia, to William Herschel Cobb and Amanda Chitwood Cobb. Raised in a small rural town, Ty was exposed to a world of sports early on, particularly baseball. His father was a successful farmer, but tragedy struck when Ty was just a child. His father was shot and killed under mysterious circumstances in 1905, a traumatic event that would have a lasting impact on Cobb's character and his fierce competitiveness. Cobb's baseball journey began in his youth. As a young boy, he was known for his remarkable speed and tenacity. He played high school baseball, and by the age of 15, he was already developing a reputation as one of the best players in his area. Cobb's aggressive nature and love for the game were apparent even then, setting the stage for his future as one of the most feared and polarizing figures in baseball history. Cobb was scouted by Macon, a team in the South Atlantic League, and played for them briefly before catching the attention of Major League scouts. In 1905, at the age of 19, Cobb joined the Detroit Tigers for a brief stint. It was during this time that he began to showcase his talents on the field, making an immediate impact. By 1907, Cobb was a full-time starter with the Tigers, and his baseball career began in earnest. Rise to prominence and career peak. Ty Cobb's rise to prominence was swift. After a tumultuous debut season, Cobb quickly became one of the best and most feared players in Major League Baseball. His combination of exceptional batting, base-stealing speed, and defensive prowess made him a standout on the field. Cobb played for the Detroit Tigers for the majority of his career, and during this time, he became a symbol of excellence in baseball, known as much for his raw talent as for his often combative demeanor. 1909 was a banner year for Cobb. He won his first American League batting title, finishing the season with a .377 batting average. Leading the league in runs, hits, and stolen bases. His aggressive style of play, coupled with his uncanny ability to get on base and steal bases, made him a constant threat to opposing pitchers and fielders. This was the first of an unprecedented 9 consecutive batting titles, which would solidify Cobb's place in the history books as one of the most consistent and accomplished hitters the game had ever seen. 1911 was another peak year for Cobb. He led the league in batting average again, finishing with a remarkable .420 batting average. This achievement was not only a career high for Cobb but also the highest batting average in Major League Baseball for the 20th century. Cobb's skill was not limited to hitting, however. He was a master of base stealing, and his aggressive style on the base paths was legendary. Over the course of his career, he stole a total of 897 bases, showcasing his elite speed and tactical knowledge of the game. Cobb's career continued to flourish throughout the 1910s. In 1915, he became the first player in baseball history to collect 4,000 hits, a monumental achievement at the time. By the end of his career, Cobb had accumulated over 4,189 hits, a record that would stand until Pete Rose surpassed it in 1985. In terms of leadership, Cobb was an emotional and fiery figure. He was known for his hard-nosed approach to the game, and his demanding attitude toward teammates and opponents alike often led to tension. Cobb's personality made him a polarizing figure, with fans and players alike either admiring his work ethic and passion or resenting his harsh demeanor. Despite this, his prowess on the field was undeniable, and his impact on the Tigers and the game of baseball was immense. Main achievements. Cobb's legacy is defined by his combination of statistics and his impact on the sport. Over the course of his 24-season career, 1905-1928, Cobb became one of the most decorated players in baseball history. Some of his major achievements include 12 batting titles. Cobb won 12 batting titles, a record that still stands today. Career batting average of .366. Cobb's career batting average is the highest in Major League Baseball history. 4,189 career hits. At the time of his retirement, Cobb had more hits than any player in MLB history. MVP awards. Cobb won the American League MVP award in 1911, after a season in which he led the league in batting average, runs, and stolen bases. 9 All-Star selections. Cobb was a regular presence in the MLB All-Star games, a testament to his continued excellence through the years. Stolen base leader. He stole 897 bases throughout his career, demonstrating his speed and base-running intelligence. Cobb's reputation as a fierce competitor and relentless worker helped set the standard for what it meant to be a professional baseball player. His tenacity was exemplified by his frequent conflicts with teammates and opponents, which only enhanced his legendary status. Final years and retirement. Ty Cobb's final years in baseball were marked by a decline in his performance, though he remained a formidable presence on the field. Cobb played his final season with the Philadelphia Athletics in 1927, at the age of 41. Though his best years were behind him, Cobb's leadership and experience were still valuable to the Athletics, and he played a key role in helping the team during this time. Cobb retired as one of the greatest players to ever play the game, and his influence on baseball would endure long after his final appearance. After retiring from baseball, Cobb led a relatively quiet life, though he did remain active in the sport as an executive, team owner, and scout. He purchased a stake in the Detroit Tigers and became involved in business ventures. Cobb also spent time in his later years as a sought-after speaker, occasionally discussing his career and philosophy on baseball. Cobb's post-playing life was not without controversy. He became a successful businessman and was often accused of having a difficult personality, with some former teammates and critics claiming that his abrasive nature continued into his retirement years. Despite this, Cobb remained a beloved figure to many fans of the Tigers and baseball enthusiasts, and his accomplishments on the field were not overshadowed by his personal life. Legacy and impact on baseball. Ty Cobb's legacy in baseball is undeniable. Not only did he leave behind a record-breaking career, but his impact on the sport as a whole shaped the way baseball was played for decades. His commitment to excellence and relentless drive to succeed became a model for future generations of players. Cobb's aggressive style of play set the tone for an era of baseball that was defined by speed, athleticism, and intense competition. He pushed the boundaries of what was possible on the field and inspired countless future stars of the game. Cobb's legacy was officially solidified in 1936, when he was one of the inaugural inductees into the Baseball Hall of Fame. The recognition of his achievements by his peers and the baseball community cemented his place among the greatest players to ever play the game. Cobb passed away on July 17, 1961, at the age of 74. His death marked the end of an era, but his contributions to the sport lived on. He remains an iconic figure in the history of baseball, with his name synonymous with both greatness and controversy.